ladies and gentlemen, as fast as it came, it's gone. All right. Only a very few select people can actually access this new Fable 5 model, and I'll be getting into that here. So, what exactly happened? Fable 5 is now banned, especially to those who are outside of the US. This is not only like, guys, you released it 4 days ago, and the security wasn't in check to where we couldn't jailbreak it in a couple days. Now, I get it. Every AI model that Anthropic has released has been jailbroken. That's not the big point. This one is capable of doing some heinous shit. Opus 4.8 was with what you could do once you had the jailbroken model. It was kind of scary, you know? You could make malware, hacking tools, whatever you needed. But with this is like one of those super intelligent AIs that now has no guardrails. Now, some people are saying that it's not to that extent, but why would our government be ordering Anthropic to roll back that AI model in foreign countries and foreign adversaries? Okay, let's actually get into it. What happened? So, basically, the two models, Fable 5 and Mythos 5. Fable 5 was the kind of lesser, halved-out version of Mythos 5. What happened is there's this team called Obliteratus, okay? This is a team that's very well known for going in and actually testing AI models and any tools to see if they can be jailbroken. Jailbreaking is essentially removing guardrails or any restrictions to then allow for a fully customizable experience. So, if we want to actually make this AI model, let's say, be able to scrape leads that it normally could not scrape, jailbreaking would help that. If you want to make malware and hacking tools and get access, jailbreaking would allow this. Fable 5, one of the most powerful models, it got jailbroken. And that's not good. That is not good at all. So our US government decided we cannot have this. We need to roll back Fable 5 Friday afternoon for everybody who's outside of the US. So if you are in the US, I believe you still have access to Fable 5. But why this matters so much, anybody who's using Fable 5 outside of the US is no longer able to have access. So any of Anthropic's development team no longer has access to the tools that their team built. What the fuck? So Trump actually deemed it as a supply chain risk. One of the biggest reasons why this is such a big deal is look at this benchmark data. Mind you, this is Fable 5 / Mythos 5. The cybersecurity has a 38% increase. If you have a jailbroken model that is scoring an 80% at cybersecurity, what do you think the hacking capabilities of that jailbroken model are? Let's just go into agentic coding. What do you think the capabilities of building malware are with that 80.3%? This is why it's such a big deal. Jailbreaking models is not new, but there is things that could be implemented to stop this. I'm actually glad that we had a well-known team go in and try to pen test to see if they could remove the restrictions. Because if we didn't have this and this went into the wrong hands, let's say maybe there was a Chinese model that then came out that was nearly just like Fable 5 or Mythos, that's very well capable. Fable 5 and Mythos can build their own AI models. Now get you this, if somebody jailbreaks Fable 5 or Mythos, they have the ability to then recreate their own Mythos. I was actually doing this with a lot of my AI agents, and this was some key game to anybody who still has access to Fable 5. I was actually redesigning a lot of my agents so they act and behave more like Fable 5 than Opus 4.8. Now, I'm still using Opus 4.8 for a lot of, and 4.7. Honestly, Opus was best at 4.6, and after that, it's kind of been a downhill decline. But I've been using 4.8, and it seems to be the more reliable one. Your agents should act like Fable 5, and this will literally be able to not only keep your costs cut down, but increase the actual performance. I truly do believe that Fable 5 is literally meant to burn credits because that's Anthropic's kind of ideal right now. They want to burn your credits and use up your usage while still paying for less tokens. And I think that's kind of the whole model and the idea that they're moving towards. I don't know. Anthropic's marketing is very tricky. A very tricky thing. We've seen this kind of maybe with the Mythos leak to begin with. Their source code leak. All these things, I don't think they were necessarily accidents. I think it was more or less a marketing stunt. And the farther as time got on, it kind of reinforced that. I truly do believe that part of this is a security risk. But I also believe that it's part of their marketing and way of driving demand for the Mythos and Fable 5 models. Everybody just got a taste for 4 days, 3 days. Everybody wants Fable 5. Everybody wants Mythos. There's a huge problem with this, though, because anybody who is chasing these models, if there's a free or cheaper Chinese model that actually comes out, everybody's going to be running to them and not Anthropic. This is a huge problem because this seriously can crash an economy. This can crash an economy. I want you to understand how many trillions of dollars and billions of dollars are tied up not in only Anthropic, but ChatGPT, Google, Grok, all these different AI companies that are based in the US. How many trillions of dollars are actually flowing through them and tied to them? And if we start having free Chinese AI models come in and replace those in America, it will literally crash the American economy. This is huge. This is super important. This is really key to understand. Anthropic's going to value your security way more than those free Chinese cheaper models. This is the whole plan of kind of our AI arms race, right? We need to stay ahead of China so they don't outcompete us with their free cheaper models, so we don't have a supply chain. But when we get to a point when we're developing our own tools faster than we can actually secure them, this is a problem. Now, I don't necessarily think it's going to be gone forever. I do think they're going to be bringing it back, but I almost, mark my words now, we will go back to this clip later in the future. Anthropic is going to bring back Fable 5 very soon, but it's going to be on the API billing. We got the free usage. Anybody to use Fable 5, congrats. Because now we may never see that model at that price point ever again. And we probably won't. Now, Anthropic is arguing that this jailbroken model isn't necessarily super capable of things. They claim it as super narrow. And the attacker may not have actually made any meaningful progress. But this still does not matter. We have a super intelligent AI with now limited restrictions. So what does this mean for the future of AI? Well, I really think cybersecurity and understanding how these tools work is going to be such a lucrative spot in AI. If you were the actual team, Obliteratus, that was jailbreaking this model, imagine how much you could have been paid by the US government to pen test these models and actually see what the capabilities. Now, I want you to understand that almost anything can be jailbroken. Yes, with removed restrictions and everything else, and loopholes through social engineering, which is essentially manipulating to say that you're somebody that you're actually not. This is how people are actually breaking into these models. It's not necessarily hacking source code, more or less actually just talking to the AI and claiming that you're an actual piece of the business owner that may not be. You may be claiming to be a part of Anthropic's team when you're actually. I literally am up at 4 a.m. filming this video for you guys. So if you appreciate the content, make sure you like and subscribe, and we will see you in the next one. Peace.